The Valentine in the attic. For 50 years, the mansion at the cliff's edge had been a tomb for romance that vanished into the spray of the sea. The locals still spoke of the great gale of 1596, a storm so sudden and localized it felt like less like nature and more like a sentence. It was said that Julian had waited for Lara on the eve of St. Valentine, a Friday the 13th, so black that the stars themselves seemed to have drowned. He had stood at the highest attic window, a hand-painted card and a ring tucked into his vest, watching for a carriage that the sea mist had already swallowed. Every February 14th since, a soft violet light would shimmer from that same window, a corpse candle, the old folks called it, an omen of those who had died but refused to depart. Young Thomas, the new caretaker, climbed the spiraling stairs this year. The air grew thinner, tasting of salt and ancient iron. The attic was a graveyard of memories, trunks of moth-eaten silk, and broken navigation tools. But the centerpiece was a small, velvet-lined jewelry box sitting on a desk of rotted oak. Beside it lay the Valentine. Its edges were trimmed in lace, the ink as wet and dark as a fresh wound. "Love is not a guest that leaves when the house grows cold," it read. As Thomas reached for the card, the wind outside began to howl with the exact rhythmic cadence of that 1596 gale. The room didn't just warm, it throbbed, the scent of crushed roses rising through the floorboards, masking the smell of the sea. Then came the sound of the heavy gold ring dropping into the velvet box echoed in the silence. Thomas looked down. The box, which had been empty seconds before, now held a band of silver-flecked gold. And beside him, two shadows stretched across the attic floor. They weren't separate, but joined at the hand, cast by a light that had no physical source. The storm outside wasn't trying to break in. It was a barrier. The attic wasn't just a room. It was the eye of that 1596 storm, a frozen pocket of stillness where Friday the 13th never ended. And the eve of St. Valentine was a permanent, glowing sanctuary that kept the world away while the two shadows shared their eternal candlelit dance. Thomas realized then that the house had not kept a tragedy. It had kept a promise made on an unlucky night, waiting for someone to finally witness that the storm had lost. He backed away and turned the heavy iron key. Behind the wood, the violet light pulsed one last time, settling into the steady glow of a secret kept safe. Some houses keep memories. This one kept its promise. Well, thank you for spending this lucky and rather lovely evening with us. And if you find yourself wondering what other stories live in forgotten attics, tomorrow, Valentine's Day, at 1 o'clock Pacific, I happen to know a certain curator who keeps a rather large one. Join us tomorrow for Vignettes from the Vintage Heart, live at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, right here on Story Link Radio. The trailer awaits, and the bell remembers who clicks it. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone.